What's up, y'all? Back with another video. This BCA, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And today we're going to talk about losses. Today I'm going to give you a story time. Okay, it's about me. It's a personal loss that I went through in my life, in my military career, and it is always a story that a lot of people that know me know about. But I'm gonna put it in on wax, man, because it's definitely one of the stories that it definitely did a lot for me. I learned a lot in this situation, but it is one that you just gotta listen to. Okay, all right, we're gonna get to it. Okay, the year is 2014, I think. Is 2014? No. Sorry, the year is 2015. I apologize. Okay, so basically, I used to be in the military. Obviously, as you all know by now, I used to be in the military. I was in the military for almost 9 years, and I was a go-getter, right? So this particular year, man, I tested for staff. It was my second time testing for staff, I think. My second time testing for staff, and I didn't make it, right? So the way that my job I was at did promotions, like everybody is outside, you know what I'm saying? Everybody outside, they calling names, and your name not picked, they looking at you, right? So it's one of those type of situations where you have to be like, please say my name, please say my name, please say my name. You know, please say my name, please say my name. And if your name not called, your name not called, right? So I didn't make it that year, and I just was frustrated that year because I felt that I did what I needed to do to get promotion. I missed it by like 4 points that year, and it hurt me because the first time I missed it was like 20 points. I was like, okay, whatever, because it's normal to not make it the first time when in the system that I was in. It was an old system they had for promotion at the time, but it changed when the system updated, right? So 2015, I didn't make it, right? So I was frustrated and stuff like that. And I was in a situation where I was like just doing what I had to do to make sure that I'm doing better next year. And they had an annual award ceremony, right? And oh my God, this annual award ceremony, I will never forget it. I was nominated for Airman of the Year. Now mind you, this award is given by the 2-star general, right? For the organization I was working for. So I was super excited. I had my dad come out, my family excited. Oh, Preston nominated Airman of the Year, blah, blah, blah. It was just a big thing, right? And it was the first time I was nominated for this award, like, because I've been in this organization since 2012, basically. So, like, 3 years later, I finally got a nomination for this award. And I was just very excited to finally be nominated because it took a while to get there because there's so much competition to where you have to do what you got to do. So I ended up just going to this ceremony banquet. I'm just thinking I got this in the bag, y'all. I'm thinking I got it in the bag. I'm like, man, I got the quarterly award for San Antonio. They had a whole ceremony for me, all this stuff. So I'm just like, man, I know that I got this in the bag. No. That wasn't the year, sorry. Messing up the video already. I didn't win this stuff that year. I just had a quarterly award that year. I didn't have nothing else. One quarterly award. It didn't go nowhere else. It was just at the, I think it was at the headquarters level, I think. But that was it. I didn't get nothing else. But they submitted my annual package. So I got nominated. I'm at the award ceremony. I'm thinking I got everything in the bag. I'm thinking I won because I felt that I did everything I needed to do. I feel like I gave it my all, y'all. My all. Man, they go up there. They do the whole Oscar thing. The thing was the Oscars their year too. Man, they do the whole thing. And the winner is not me. Man, you talking about a boy that's hurt. I was hurt. I was so hurt. I just was like, man, that hurt. Dad right there sitting there. I'm sitting there just like salty. Just like, golly, I can't believe I lost. And that moment sparked a lot out of me. That moment changed my life. It did. Because one thing I hate, one thing I dislike is losing. And not only did I lose, y'all, I lost at a public level, which means that other people saw me nominated and they saw me lose too, right? So it sparked something out of me, and that spark that I felt in 2015 was something that I cannot explain at all. Because after this ceremony, I turned up, okay? I turned up. I did not play. I was doing all that I can to not let this situation ever happen again to me in my life. Yeah, like that situation, never again, ever again. Like I was determined that I'm not going to go through that no more, because no way. And as you can see, hey, mama mentality back there, bruh, I can't let that go. I couldn't let it go. So that year, I gave it my all, man. I did everything I could do to make sure that I get my just due, man, because I just wasn't gonna go through that. So the first priority for that was that the promotion system changed. That changed. Once that changed, I was like, yeah, boy, let's go. So the Air Force implemented a new evaluation system that basically said only certain people can get a stratification. If you don't know nothing about the military, stratification is basically ranking of you with your peers, and they tier us between, you know, promote today, promote tomorrow, promote with peers, or don't promote. Is this all of that, right? So this the first time they did that. So nobody knew exactly what the requirements really were to get the promote now. The promote now is what gets you the promotion, right? So nobody knew what to do to get that. It wasn't no instructions, oh yeah, this is what you do to get a promote now. That wasn't said anywhere. There wasn't any type of guidance talking about how to get it. It just said your commander designates this many people for promote now. You either get it or you don't. That's really what it is. You know, we're not really too much of a butters for it. That's how I go. Now mind you, when I was going through this, I was also skeptical. I was like, man, how am I gonna get a promote now? Like, I tested twice. I'm in the middle with my peers, and I know I'm definitely ahead of my peers because I know that I'm doing stuff outside of my responsibility. Like, I know I am. So, like, I was in a job where I was the only airman, the only E4 in my department, my directorate. I was the only one. So, at that point, I just like, ain't no way, man. So, so basically, man, after that happened, I ended up just doing all I could. So, as you know, best people in the Air Force, man, you gotta do everything I do, man. You gotta improve your job, do stuff for your job, volunteer. You gotta do all this stuff. You gotta do everything you gotta do to make sure that when it come down to it, they cannot say no. When it come down to it, they cannot say no, and that's what I did. And I thank that loss, because I didn't have that loss, I wouldn't have had the mentality or the drive to do that. But you gotta make sure they don't say no. So that year, I went hard, y'all. I went hard. I studied for that test. I also did all I could to make sure I get that promote now. So mind you, we didn't know what the promote now was. We didn't know what that constituted of. So evaluations come back. They come back March, I think March, right? March, evaluation came back. Everybody got my evaluation back, y'all. I'm looking at it. I'm like, ooh, snap. Okay, let's see what it say. Let's look at the bottom of that thing. I look at the bottom, man. It was a promote now, all right? Man, when I saw that, my homeboy tell y'all, bro, I was like, woo! Hey, I did all I could on that part. Now we gotta wait for this test. Now we gotta wait on this test, man. So we obviously, you know, waited for the test to come out and all of that. So once that happened, man, we get to August. We get to August. August when they release the E5 release, man, in August. Oh my gosh. So my heart is like, man, so I'm up here. No, now mind you, last year I was there. They literally sat there and was like, not you this time, Miss Sergeant Blanchard, Airman Blanchard, not you, Airman Blanchard, not you. So I was like, golly, man, thought it was it. So this year, man, they ended up calling my name. Woo, boy, I turned up. I'm up there hype, dapping everybody up. All that. Man, hugging the general, literally hugging the general. Hey, thank you, general. Like, I'm just ecstatic, man. I'm ecstatic to the utmost, right? Because I put in so much work for that promotion and they couldn't say no. They couldn't. And that mentality has pushed everything else, man. That year, I also end up getting assignments to Korea. I go to Korea. Man, tell me they had an annual ceremony in Korea. I ain't even there. I'm nominated for the same award again, y'all. The same one I told you to begin the story. I'm nominated for it again. Guess what happened after that? I go to Korea. It's February time frame, something like that. Man, NEFO hit me back. They said, Airman Blanchard, you won Airman of the Year. And you wasn't even there. Man, I wasn't even there, man. And even crazier, my picture was on the wall of the annual award winners. I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there. And I ain't gonna lie, man. That felt so good. It felt so good to have that type of win that year. 2016 is arguably one of my favorite years because of those two moments. Being promoted and then on top of that, getting to promote now the first time when nobody knows what the requirements are, and all of those things just reminded me how great of a person I really am and how I really can do what I put my mind to. Because we have too many times where we think we know, you know, what exactly we want to do or whatever, but when it comes down to it, those things separate you, okay? When you have stuff coming and you don't know whatever it is or what happened and you do what's in your control, that's when you know you're in a pocket on a lot of things in life. And that loss, I didn't want to experience it again. So, went to Korea. Obviously, I went to Korea. I got promoted. I wasn't eligible for promotion. So, obviously, everything else was being consistent with what I always do. So, I didn't really, didn't get any type of nomination, anything that year at all. I was working in a different squadron. I was a part of my personnel career field for a little bit. I was actually in a command type of setting. So, it was different. And it was different because I was working with like maintainers and stuff. It was cool to see. So it was like a year, but I still was doing my schoolwork, doing all this stuff. And then I went to Germany. So when I went to Germany, I'm in the same type of situation again where I'm eligible for E6, right? So this time I had that aha moment again, that light bulb struck. Hey, I'm promotion eligible this year. I cannot lose. I cannot lose. I cannot lose. I wasn't gonna lose. I just couldn't. I couldn't do that. And I told myself, I'm gonna make E6 the first time. I gotta make it the first time. I got to. I wasn't gonna just not make it the first time, but I definitely was gonna make it the first time. So I had that mantra in my mind that I'm gonna do that. Now that is a very, very dramatic statement to say to yourself, because you have to understand that you are competing against people that have been trying to get E6 for probably like 10 years. Okay? So you gotta really be in a mental state to be like, hey, I'm gonna do this some type of way. Some type of way I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna happen. So, man, I get to Germany and I do the same algorithm. The same algorithm that I did for my staff sergeant promote now. My same algorithm. And it worked. This one was different because it was from an NCO tier, so my peers are doing stuff. My peers are doing stuff. The thing about the Air Force is, man, honestly, everybody is working, okay? You can sit up here and say what you want. Oh, so-and-so ain't doing this, so-and-so doing it. You can say that, but on paper, everybody is working, okay? Everybody working. Everybody is doing day 9 to 5 in the military. Or they 12s. Everybody doing that, right? So what are you gonna do outside of that that's gonna separate you? Ask yourself that. What are you gonna do outside of that separates you, right? What awards gonna separate you? What is gonna separate you? So for me, this is like, okay, well, it's time. So granted, when I was in Germany, I didn't win any awards. I got Professional Month award. I got some monthlies, some couple of flight, but I didn't get nothing at the squadron level. I didn't get nothing at the wing level. The group or wing, I didn't get none of that. I didn't get any of those things. Now, that's what made this one very, very hard to get, because when you're talking about being an NCO, it's not about what you win at that point. It's not really not about you. It's more so about the people you're leading. So the people I was leading, they were winning things. They were getting awards and stuff here and there, and they were doing good at their job. So they helped me get to that. So when they came back with the evaluation, my chief came down and told me, hey, we got your evaluation back. The decision was unanimous. They said nobody in their room said nothing different. So you telling me, and that's one thing I want you to understand, sometimes it's gonna be times where it's people that's in their room that's gonna forget it's somebody upstairs. Okay? So when she came back and told me that they were unanimous, man, I ended up a cry. Because I didn't know, you know, I would get it. The competition was very, very difficult. It wasn't easy. So the people I was going against were doing stuff that I couldn't do. Like, it's people I'm competing with their deployments and stuff like that. Like, I didn't have none of that stuff. So I'm just like, man, I just hope, you know what I'm saying, try, you know, like that. And it ended up being one of the situations where I came out on top. But I had that in my mind, I wasn't going to lose. Now, I'm not saying that helped change, whatever. But when you go into a room and you somebody got a board and everybody say, yeah, that's the person. Come on, now. Come on, man. Let's be real. You know, that's something that a lot of people can't say. A lot of people can't say that. And that's something that I'm going to say was definitely a life changer for me, because I was like, man, like, that's a whole nother type of affirmation. You know, these people been in the Air Force for 20-something years. These are senior enlisted people. If they all saying I'm next up, come on, man. What's out there? You know, and even my life now reflects that, man. I just think that the moral story of this story to let y'all know is, man, your losses gonna make you stronger than your wins. For real. Your losses is gonna make you stronger than your wins. You can take this to the bank. Because I'm telling you, once you know exactly what you need to do what you need to do, you to the moon. For real, your life gonna be to the moon. And that's all I want you to know for this story today. But that's my story time, man. I really hope that you get something from it. But the moral of it is, whatever losses you have went through in your life, they are just losses. But they are going to make you stronger than ever, make you more resilient than ever, and make you one of the strongest people that you ever known, you know, for yourself. So just know that your loss is going to do some things to you, and you can be like, oh man, I ain't never felt like this before, and you're gonna ride it out. So I'm proud of you. Don't get mad at their loss. Be thankful for their loss, okay? Be thankful for their loss and go up. Alright, y'all. At BCA, we out for today. See y'all next video. Peace out. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Make sure y'all comment too. You know, I don't know what the comments looking like, but I just want y'all to comment on what y'all comment and like it and share it. Let other people know about this story, because it is a good story, man. This story that I really like telling it, because it's a really good one, man. That story is crazy, but it's one for the books, man, because it reminded me why I'm a great person, bro. I'm sorry. I pat myself on the back. I don't do it all the time. I'm going to do it, all right? Hold up. That's all I'm going to do. All right, y'all. Peace out, man. See ya.